Hi, this is Cherie McRae. I'm from Tyler, Texas, and I've been here for about 25 years, almost 30 actually now. So while I was here, I've learned a lot of things and come into some pretty cool experiences, and I've learned to value myself a lot more, and so I decided to make a YouTube channel and to talk about the many things I have been through, and some are funny and some are quite horrific. Some are disappointing and some are sad, and I guess a big part of me is always telling the truth about the whole story of what I have lived through, not just giving out, the pretty parts. You can't have anything pretty if you have never worked for it to make it worth the value. So I've worked really hard to get where I'm at today. And some may not think it's very big, or maybe it's not very, astronomical in their world, but in mine, it's actually a miracle. And I would consider it a miracle of God. So here's to 2019. In my world. Thank you for joining it and watching it, and you can share it as much as you like, and if you don't you like it, well, you can get off too. It's a free world. But I'm choosing to do this because about 7 years ago, give or take, I came to find out that I was very sick, and life was fixing to change forever. And when it did, I made some pretty big astronomical choices, and as I was doing it and going through these changes, I decided then that I was going to make a point to build other relationships in my life, forgive some, let go of some, and mostly, never really have to let go of anybody, because if they're going to be there, they'll be there. If they're not there, they're not there. So in that, I decided to try to rebuild relationships that never existed with family. And once I found out that they were not really interested in me or my children, their grandkids, their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, I guess I felt like I didn't really have a lot to lose anymore. So I decided to tell my story, because when I didn't tell it or didn't speak of it often, or not even often enough, I thought would end up loving me and accepting the fact that I didn't have a choice in a lot of the choices that were made for me up to 15 years old, and even after this, some of that. I then realized that no matter how hard I worked, no matter how hard I tried, they were never going to love me, want me, and care about me. I have so many unanswered questions, and I'm hoping with this video and the ones to come that people will reach out and maybe explain some things that I don't quite understand. So I apologize in ahead of time if certain things sound strange or horrible and horrific, and some things will probably very much anger people, but there's nothing I'm going to put on this YouTube channel that I cannot prove in the court of law. You can bet your life on that one. Absolutely bet your life on it. I wouldn't even think of speaking on things unless I knew firsthand that it happened, or primarily most of it just happened to me. That's how I know. So remember that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can PM me privately. You can leave comments. I do not read the comments. I have a team that will be doing that. But for me, I cannot, because of people's inability to understand what they cannot fathom. Because out here in this world today, in the United States of America, horrific crimes are being committed. And it's primarily by some of the most unbelievable people you probably wouldn't dream of doing it. So since I've got the proof and I'm going to speak openly about it, I'm sure it's going to tick some people off. So if you have any other questions or forms of answers, they will answer your questions in the comments. They will ask them to me and I will reply for you. But just so you know, any ugly remarks left won't ever reach me, because I choose not to. I choose to only allow positive in my life. And since the story is about me personally, I don't really feel like certain people's negative comments will even matter, because it's my life again. And if it angers you enough, get up and do something about it. Change laws. Get states to prosecute. Get DAs up off their butts and make them prosecute the worst child abusing, sick-minded people you have ever met in your life. Statute of limitation is 99 years as a grandfathered law. There's no reason why Bishop Ron McRae and Cheryl McRae are not in prison today. There's no reason why people in the church aren't in prison. There's no reason why family members of mine aren't in prison. Because when I get through, the proof will be so astronomical. Well, that's just it. I'm just going to show you the proof. You can make up your own mind from there. But if you want to stay in my world, just join me anytime you want on here. Share, like. I wish you all the best of luck and thank you for watching. And I hope that my world will show you that you can live through anything and overcome everything as long as you have God and faith in yourself. And know your value. Know your value. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.